do? What it do? What it do? That was a crazy. Well, I ain't gonna say no. It wasn't no crazy fight. Actually, it was a well put together fight. You know what I'm saying? Um, Mike got 20 M's off of that. 20. You know what I mean? He is just somebody that's, older. Far as his, far as his ability to really be off in that ring, somebody that's what, close to 60? What is he, like 59, 58 or something like that? Um, I had high expectations and, high hopes that Mike was gonna win. I really believed that Mike was gonna win that fight. But getting off into it, watching it, and it was like only 2 minute rounds on watching it, and I'm just looking like, nah, damn, I don't think he, you know what I'm saying, he got it. But really, now thinking about it, you know what I mean, and I think a lot of people wanted to see Mike win. A lot of people wanted to see him win, you know what I mean? But he just didn't have what it takes, you know what I'm saying? His legs wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? I know some of the punches he threw didn't land as probably as much as he wanted it to. The most tripped out thing about it is that, at the end of the fight, they asked him, was he done with boxing, basically. And he said, and you know what I'm saying, Mike being Mike, he said he didn't even know. Like he basically was saying that, you know, with the right situation, it's a possibility he'd get off in the ring again. Cause it wasn't just like, oh yeah, this is it. You know what I'm saying? It's, I'm over with this. I'm going to, do X, Y, and Z. He basically saying, look, you know, if it's, depending on the person, depending on the person and the right situation, I don't know if I might be done. So I think that by him saying that, and even other upcoming boxers and stuff like that, fighters, might hear that and might be like, this might be my chance to really maybe get a bag, you know what I mean? So let me see if I can get one in with them, depending on the person that it is. But Mike being Mike, I could definitely see him back off in there. Do I see him winning? Hell no, not from watching what we seen from last night. I don't see him winning no fight against anybody. But do I believe that he will get off back into the ring? Get back into the ring? Probably so. Cause he, when they asked him that, you could tell like he was standing there kind of like really thinking about it, really like taking it in. He's somebody that I could see actually maybe trying to get off into the ring each and every, not, I won't say each and every time, but more than enough, more than he needs to be. You know what I mean? That was, man, that was, it was, I think it was well put together. You know what I mean? Far as the whole timing of it. Everybody know Mike Tyson is a legend. One of the definitely one of the greatest to ever do it. Um, Somebody, if he was still in his prime, if this was still like the '90s, you know, it would have definitely went a whole nother way, you know. But like I said, he's up in age, so it's like it's almost as like the better man won. And even though all around Mike Tyson is the better man, you know, he's just up in age. He couldn't hang with that gun buck. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get with what's his name, Jake Paul. So it's like, you know, do do I see a rematch coming from this? Mm, nah, I don't see no rematch. I don't think it'd be a rematch, but I definitely see him getting back off into the ring again. You know what I mean? And you know, putting up a fight. You know, and they, I think the promoters and stuff like that, I think they knew how that was gonna go, how that was gonna play out, because the rounds was only like 2 minutes. They was flying by. The round, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause they was only 2 minute rounds, so the minutes go by fast. So I think they knew what was the outcome was gonna be. You know, just like in any and every sport. You know what I mean? You could have, it could be a football team or a basketball team, and you like, okay, you know, this team is the better opponents. You know what I mean? You might hope that this particular team win, but you know, like I don't, you know what I mean? It could possibly go any way, but at the same time, you might be knowing in the back of your head, like, they got this. You know what I mean? They got this. It kind of almost take me back to when the Pistons was going against the Lakers. 2000, what was that? 2004 NBA championship, of course. And this, of course, a little different, but the better team at that time was the Lakers. You know, they had Derek Fisher, Kobe, you know what I'm saying? Long live Kobe, Shaq. They had some players. You know what I mean? Who else was on that team? Robert Ory, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. People like that. So ultimately, going in it, they was the better team. But the Pistons at that time was the more, they probably was a little bit younger. They probably was a more younger team, you know what I'm saying? And everybody seen the outcome in that. So I'm just saying that to say, like, you know, of course he was the better opponent, you know what I mean, due to the fact that Mike is up in age, you know what I'm saying? He's not in his 20s or 30s or even, 40s no more. You be talking about somebody that's like at close to 60 years old. But I think it was still a good fight. Far as him being in the age bracket he's in, you know what I mean? Because you got guys that's in his age group that can't even move around nowhere near, nowhere as much as he can. You know what I mean? You could tell he still take care of his body, still works out, still, you know what I mean? You could see all of that. Like, okay, he still put in the time and the effort. You know what I mean? You could tell that he's not just sitting around, you know what I mean? He moving around, work out. I'm quite sure, you know what I mean, he got a pretty good diet, you know what I mean, and all of that. So I think it was just, you know, if he was younger, I truly believe that he would have won. No doubt about it. Like, no, he definitely would have won that fight. He would have won the fight, straight up. If he was younger, and if this was, you know what I mean, um, prime time Mike, he definitely would have won that fight. Definitely. Hands down, he would have won that. He would have won it. He would have won that fight, you know. But being that the odds was against him, that, you know, but at the same time, you gotta love it because Mike got to walk away with 20 million, you know, just for stepping up in the ring. So getting a bag like that, you still win. In my eyes, you still win 20 M's. You know, you look at some of the people that Floyd done fought, right? You know, of course, same age bracket or whatever, you know, not as old as Mike. But them dudes would get beat down, really taking hits, really cuts and bruises, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that for the bag. And they would still be walking away with a good bag, but, you know, they had to really get in there and, you know, put on a real good fight, a real good squabble, or, you know what I mean, whatever you want to call it, to get that bag, you know what I mean? Mike didn't have to do any of that. You know, like I say, he basically just had to be there and to walk in the ring and leave out with, you know what I mean, with 20 million. So you can't get mad over it, nothing like that. You know what I mean? You can't be mad over nothing like that. 20 million, I mean, that's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? That's great to be where he's at. Just not only as a one of the greatest, but just as a human to get that without really breaking a sweat. You can't be mad at that. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think a lot of people wanted him to win. You know what I mean? And I definitely was one of the people that was rooting for Mike. You know what I'm saying? I wanted Mike to win. But, you know, the outcome was dude won, you know, so that's it. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I got a strange feeling like he'd be back in that ring. Why, I really don't know, but I think he'll be back in the ring. I can see him jumping back in that ring, man. Maybe sometime next year. I could really see that. I could see him getting back in that ring. And I'm not even saying him going to versus Jake Paul again. You know, Jake. But him just being in the ring, dancing with some, you know what I'm saying, with another opponent, boxer. Because he already is unsure of, basically, if the opportunity presents itself again and it's the right person, he's off into that. He's going to get back in that ring. He said it last night and everything, you know, at the end of the fight. So I feel like he just might get back off into that ring again, you know, with somebody. Who will that somebody be? Who knows? It could be somebody that's up and coming. You know what I mean? It could be, at this point, it could be anybody. But I definitely see him getting back off into that ring again. Like, no lie. I could see that happening again, you know, straight up. So, um, but then maybe, and then too, like the trainers, you know what I'm saying? The trainers, listen, the trainers probably even knew that he was not gonna win. His trainers probably already knew, like, you know what I mean? Cause it's just like somebody that's having, somebody that's having a fight on the streets. You could about see once they come, square up and get to throwing blows, you could about see right then and there where the fight is gonna go, how the fight is gonna go. You know what I mean? I done seen it plenty of times being in school. I've seen it plenty of times. Um, just throughout my life, you know what I mean? You could see when somebody's going at each other, you could see how that fight is going to be once it starts. Once niggas get to start throwing blows and stuff like that, you could see how where it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? You could see it. You could see it. You know what I mean? Um, but all in all, I think Mike did his thing. His thing. He definitely never been no coward. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy that had, won multiple heavyweight championships, done, you know, had some great fights with some of the best of the best. Um, Somebody that we all have seen and really put it down. Before it was a Floyd Mayweather, it was Mike Tyson. And honestly, I believe if even if somebody like Floyd was boxing in Mike's prime, I don't even think Floyd wouldn't even been really a matchup for Mike. Mike was a different type of animal. You know what I mean? And that's no diss to Floyd, because Floyd is who he is from being who he is, you know what I'm saying? That somebody that's definitely up there, upper I can't even get the word out. Somebody that's on upper echelon of boxing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even think he would have even been a match for Mike Tyson in his prime. Mike in his prime was lethal. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't fuck with him. You couldn't fuck with Mike in his prime. You know what I'm saying? None of the mics. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And it's crazy, but Mike Tyson in his prime, you couldn't see him. Like a lot of people couldn't see Mike in his prime. Mike Tyson in his prime was something different. You know what I'm saying? It was really something different. So for Mike, it was still a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Tyson. We love you. You know what I'm saying? You one of the greatest to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? We really thought that you was gonna, win that fight. You know what I'm saying? But my hat is still off to Mike. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Period. Like my hat is still off to Mike. Who it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? What matter is that he got off in there. He did what he could do. He did what he could do. You know what I'm saying? He did what he could do. You know what I'm saying? But Mike Tyson, it's always gonna be one of the greatest to ever do it, hands down. Like, even though it went to, Jake, you know what I'm saying? But it really doesn't matter though. Because at the end of it all, the fight was still a good fight. You know what I'm saying? And for him being at the age that he's at, you know what I'm saying? It still was a good one, honestly, because it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that wouldn't have did that. Honestly, it's a lot of dudes that would not got off into that ring. Period. It could have been, hell, it could have been 40 million. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of dudes that wouldn't have got off in there. Mike is just a different type of person. Like I said, a different type of animal. So for him to get off in there, my hat is off to, my hat goes off to Mike Tyson, period. Hands down. Like, hands down, my hat goes off to him. Straight up. Straight up, you know what I mean? So, shout out to Mike Tyson. You know what I mean? Shout out to both of them, though, because I think it was well put together. I think the whole theatrics behind it was great. You know what I mean? I think the whole thing was just phenomenal. So shout out to both of them, man. Shout out to both of them. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, shout out to both of them dudes. You know. And definitely shout out to Jake Paul. Him starting out how he started out as a YouTuber and, somewhat of a content creator. And to get to this point where he's at now, to be in a ring with a legend such as like Mike Tyson, I think he done came a long way as well. You know what I mean? I think he has came a long way, far as how he started out. I think that was a good look for him. You know what I mean? I know he's gonna be going around telling people that, oh man, I could have killed him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I could have did this, I could have did that. You know what I'm saying? Far as far as pussy points goes, oh man, that's gonna go, especially like when it comes to like groupies and stuff, women that already, like him or find him attractive. You know what I'm saying? That was just his introduction. Put it to you like this: if he never got a woman before, or whatever the case might be, you know what I'm saying? Hypothetically speaking, he's definitely will probably get one now, due to the fact that he was just in the ring with Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Especially for the ones that, you know what I mean? Especially for the ones that like him, you know what I'm saying? Or find him attractive or whatever the case may be, he definitely just earned some stripes. Just from walking in the ring with Mike Tyson. So for him, it's a double win for him. He got a bag from it too, and walk away, you know what I'm saying, with the W. So just for him alone, that's a lot of points for him. Him being a white boy and and all that. You know what I mean? So I think that's great. Well, for him it is. You know what I mean? But hey, more power to him. You know what I mean? But all in all, I think it was a good family fight. You know what I mean? It wasn't. I don't feel like it was too over the top. I don't feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like it was a good one. You know what I'm saying? Due to the fact of how everything played out. You know what I mean? for how everything played out. You know, Sharp. You know what I'm saying? Switch the topic. Sharp, sharp, sharp. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you guys. Well, for the ones that don't know, no jumper. Sharp. You know, was let go. You know, so Adam 22 and Sharp been going back and forth, you know what I mean, ever since this whole thing has been going on. I think Sharp just got to strap his nuts on and say F them, you know what I'm saying? Fuck no jumper, straight up. You know what I mean? Straight up. I wouldn't, if it was me, I wouldn't even worry about no jumper. I wouldn't even speak about no jumper. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even speak on them niggas, you know. And it's just crazy how, you know, I thought I thought Brick Baby was a real friend with Sharp. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like how, you know, he's kind of playing both sides of the fence. You know what I mean? If I was Sharp, I would definitely, if this was somebody I had around, somebody I had in in my crib and stuff like that, he's definitely somebody I would have called. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me pick up the phone, let me have a real conversation, you know what I'm saying, with dude, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I'd have had him around, he'd have been to my crib. I kind of feel like you straddling the fence a little bit. You playing both sides of the, you know what I mean? You keep letting people, you know, bait you into certain situations. You keep letting Adam bait you into, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things and a lot, you know, not a lot, I ain't gonna even say a lot of things, but you keep letting Adam bait you in to this, and that, and you know what I'm saying? And if he was such a real friend, you know what I'm saying, when people were when people get beginning to speak on him, you know, he would kind of like tune that out or shut that down. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought, you know, real friends would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought real friends would, you know, but up there is no one's friends. You know what I'm saying? So no one is a real friend or a genuine friend. And, you know, and it's funny because we have seen Brick playing both sides of the fence for a while now, even with the whole Spody facing 4 extra situation. He, you know, double backed on what he said. Oh, I didn't say that. And he did actually say it. You know what I'm saying? Just saying certain shit that he shouldn't say. So he always been kind of like, you know what I mean, playing both sides of situations for quite some time now. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, I even think he was playing kind of like both sides of the situations when he was trying to call, like, I think he called Almighty one time like a fake gangster or something like that, like straight up. And this was when the news was on, when they was doing the news. And I think the next day or the couple of days after that, suspect, you know, confront him about it. You know what I mean? And he's, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Nah, that's what you meant, nigga, because that's how you said it. So it's not, oh, man, I didn't mean it like that. No, nigga, this is what you said, so this is what you was meaning when you said that. Bottom line. So it's no, you know what I'm saying? It's no, this is not what I meant, or I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean? I think that he just needs to stop talking so much. You know what I'm saying? I think that's Brick main problem is that he talks entirely too much. The nigga talks too much. You know what I'm saying? He would be damn near about to tell on himself. You know what I'm saying? He'd be down there about to tell on himself and to get you know what I'm saying, to put himself in hot water. Like, you know what I mean? Talking about situations that doesn't need to be talked about straight up. I think that's kind of crazy though. You know what I mean? I think that's crazy to be continuously on the internet talking about shit that you don't need to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So you only put yourself in a crazy or make yourself look crazy predicaments by speaking on stuff that shouldn't be spoken on. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you speaking on street shit, gang shit, this shit, that shit. And a lot of that shit he's speaking on, he don't need to even discuss straight up. Like, keep all of that off the line. Keep that all off the internet, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I thought real gangsters, real G's move in silence. That's how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? Or I guess that's how I was, you know what I'm saying? How I was supposed to go. But let, you know, let these niggas run the internet. You know, they playing the game differently. You know what I'm saying? And Whack 100 is a bitch, straight up. I think he, you know what I'm saying? Like the most police telling, informant, uh, 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 ass in the air, talking on the phone with dude. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? And he has spoke on some people I know, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here or there, but I think he's a lame, though. Like, I think they should have been marked out him straight up. Like, I think he should have been marked out. You know what I mean? But, when you have police protection and you run with the police, the authorities, then you're always gonna be protected. You know what I'm saying? It's just like somebody that becomes a informant, now you're government property, right? And he's an informant on a case, just hypothetically speaking. Man, you better not do nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like one of them things, but I just think dude is a straight up lame, straight up. I think Whack 100 is a lame, far as how his whole just get down, his whole just setup of his nature of how he go about doing things. The some of the things he talks about. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, for real, I just think that dude is a straight up lame, for real. Like, no bullshit. I think dude is a lame. I'm not gonna lie to you because it's just how he go about of doing things. You know what I mean? And I think he, you know, I think he really works with the police though, for real. Cause it's a lot of OGs from my city that I know for a fact they're not getting on no camera and really talking about anything. It's a lot of them from a lot of different other cities too. But for the ones I know or know of, they're not getting on no, you know, they're not getting or excuse me, they're not getting on platforms such as YouTube or interviews talking about a lot of different, street uh, politics. They're not doing that shit, you know. So I feel like Whack 100 always been the police, straight up. I feel like he always been a motherfucker. I feel like he always been the police, for real. I feel like, and I'm starting to kind of feel like, you know, Brick is the police too, straight up. I'm starting to feel like Brick is the, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you could be from where you from and this and this and that, and you know what I'm saying? But to be on the internet day in and day out and talk about some of the things that these dudes have spoken about, especially somebody like Brick that's, from a reputable hood, you know what I'm saying? He might just be because how are you getting away with all this stuff that you're talking about, all this stuff that you bring up, and nothing has happened? You know what I mean? Like you talking about this, that, giving out. You know what I'm saying? Like you talking about too much on these YouTube platforms not to be one of them peoples. Straight up, like for him not to be one of them peoples, you giving up a lot of information. But I'm starting to feel like he's one of them ones too. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I'm starting to feel like Brick Baby could possibly be. You know what I'm saying? Whack 100. I definitely feel like Whack is. You know what I'm saying? With no doubt. I definitely feel like um, Whack 100 is an informant. He working with somebody, man. He just and then all this paperwork talk and this and that, and I think he one of them people's dog. You know what I mean? Like that's just what that's just how I feel about the whole situation. Or he got some type of connection um, with some higher ups. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, I think he got some type of connection to some higher ups about some things. Straight up, I feel like that. I feel like it could be definitely possible. And if it was, I wouldn't be surprised about it on some real shit. I wouldn't. Like, maybe other people would. You know what I'm saying? Maybe other people. But I know I wouldn't be surprised about it if he was one. You know what I'm saying? If he's really somebody this whole time that's been kind of like, you know, working with them peoples, it wouldn't be surprising. You know, even somebody like Brick, I think the whole fucking no jumper empire should just, you know, somebody should, you know, bring that shit down like how they brought down the goddamn World Trade Center, like 9/11 straight up, because it's just it's just something that don't need to be. Honestly, I feel like, and I've been feeling like that for the last couple of years about No Jumper. I love how No Jumper when it first started out, but these last couple of years I've been feeling like it's just all black exploitation, and for and Adam just use people until he can't use them up, and he's really a fucking intruder. And Adam 22 is really somebody that's that's not for the culture. He's not. He's not. I would rather do an interview with Bootleg Kev than him, hands down. The thing is, between him and Bootleg Kev keep it all the way music. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Bootleg Kev. Um, I just watched the interview he just had with Warren G, and it was a dope interview. I think it was. It was all music. It was very intriguing. Loved the interview. Probably, for me, one of my best interviews from Bootleg Kev, and I'm not just saying that. You know what I'm saying? I always like Bootleg Kev and what he stands for and how he conducts his interviews. So definitely big ups and shout out to Bootleg Kev. I itching like a mug. Definitely shout out to Kev for that. You know what I'm saying? And kept it all the way music. You know what I'm saying? Um, he didn't even ask him how he felt about Snoop back in the day when Snoop was fighting the murder trial. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even ask him no shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So for for me, if somebody came to me right now and said, "Hey, you know, you gotta take a pick," you know what I'm saying? Who you rolling with for one of these podcasts to stay on, and it's between Bootleg Kev and No Jumper. That's easy. Bootleg Kev all day. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of them. Get rid of them, but please, you know what I'm saying? Like Bootleg Kev, I always like to, you know, I always like how he conducts his interviews. Like I said, he gives dope interviews, and all his interviews be strictly on music. And I don't really think he get as much credit as he should, for whatever reason. But I feel like if No Jumper wasn't in the way, I think he would get more credit than he gets right now. I truly believe that. Like I truly, truly believe that. Like if he if No Jumper wasn't in the way, I feel like Bootleg Kev would get all the glory. You know what I mean? Because No Jumper is still one of the biggest, I guess, platform. I don't see how, but I guess still one of the biggest platforms on the West Coast. But between him and Kev, I would give it to Kev. You um, the hell, hands down, I would have to give it to Kev. Like no bullshit. Like I definitely would have to give it to Kev. But I think No Jumper is just um, it's just fucking trash. And Adam 22 is a colonizer. And if y'all don't see that shit, then something's wrong with y'all. But he's definitely a colonizer. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see how he even cool with the niggas he cool with though. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see how, because he is somebody that don't have the best interest for the black culture. But tell me this though, like Adam, why are you not doing more? Why you're not interviewing none of your peoples? And I always thought about that too. Like then you start off doing BMX and bike riding and skateboarding. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't interview none of those people? You know what I'm saying? Why you don't? Oh, I know why. Because that's not exciting and it's not intriguing, and it's no It's no pain in their stories. It's no street or criminal or gang, uh, accusations or, you know what I mean? It's none of that. So by it's not being any of that, it's not gonna bring you clicks and views and, you know what I mean? So I think, that's why you do what you do because, black people come from, you know, we come from poverty and pain and, the ghetto and, you know, dudes putting things in their rap songs and stuff like that. So, you know, you cling to our culture. You know what I'm saying? You're a colonizer. Bottom line, you are um, colonizer, atheist, son of a bitch. That's what you is, straight up. I don't give a fuck. That's what you is. You're a colonizer, atheist. And then it's like, okay, I could see people being around somebody like, say like, I drink. Say somebody drink or whatever. Then the next person. And say that this person doesn't drink. Okay. You could, you're around this person, this, that. Because everybody, does something probably that the next person don't do. Vice versa, right? But to be around somebody that's not only is a colonizer, but this motherfucker don't even believe in God. So who you believe in? Because I feel like if you don't believe in God, then you gotta be believing in the devil because it's only God or the devil. Now, of course, it's different names for whoever you pray to and stuff like that, right? But who do you believe in? And your tattoos, for me, always been in question. Because some of that shit look mad atheist. You know what I'm saying? I done had an auntie that was kind of like on that time before. Years ago, she's not like that no more, but you know what I'm saying? Your tattoos is in question, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Your tattoos, like what? You know what I'm saying? All that atheist, gothic, or whatever the fuck it's called. All that shit, your body and shit, man, that shit is some straight up. I feel like that shit is some straight up demon shit. I ain't gonna hold you up. I feel like that shit right there is some straight up demon shit. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? All them tattoos, how you just be playing, putting people against people. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, fuck Adam 22. You know, straight up. Fuck Adam. Like, the more and more I just look at it, you know what I'm saying? I really think about it. I really don't like dude. You know what I mean? Just because I see how he is as a person and how he puts black people against other, you know what I'm saying? How he put people against people. The way he put people against people, that's some bullshit. But I can't really blame him so much because these dudes is grown, right? You know what I'm saying? And they play right into it. Shout out to X4. You know what I'm saying? I think he locked up right now, but shout out to X4. And the reason why I'm bringing him up because he was one of the ones that went up there for an interview. And when Adam got to asking him certain shit, criminal shit, and you know what I'm saying, he didn't answer none of that shit. He looked at him like he was a goddamn fool. Like he was a goddamn idiot. So shout out to X4. When X4 went up there for the interview, he didn't answer none of that shit. You know what I mean? But I blame a lot of the artists, a lot of the people that goes up to No Jumper. You know what I'm saying? They play right into it. And I guess, they feel like, this is an opportunity. This is a chance. I could really make my name and all that shit. But the shit he does is not cool, straight up. The shit he just be on and how he goes about doing things, that shit is not cool. You know what I mean? But I always been on some fuck Adam shit for the last couple of years because I just see how he plays with our culture. You know what I'm saying? I see the antics and the little shit he does, and shame on motherfucking Brick Baby and you know what I'm saying, the rest of them. I can't really say nothing about Lush because Lush is he's a bootlegger himself and he's white too. So, you know, a lot of the shit that Adam says he's gonna agree with it. Adam could probably jump into a goddamn pond or lake or something, and Lush is gonna be right there behind him, about to jump in with him. So, for him it's a little different. You know what I mean? He let him clown him out and everything. Then he goes right back. AD, what's going on, baby? Shout outs to you, Queen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna mod you up. Yup. There's a moderator. Yeah, but I don't like Adam. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I really don't like Adam. I really don't, because it's just how if he did things different, you know what I'm saying? If he didn't talk about certain things, if he didn't bring up certain things, it wouldn't be no problem. But I really feel strongly about our culture. Like, I grew up on hip hop music, all of that. Like, I'm just not a nigga that just been listening to rap music for the last couple of years. Like, nah. I've been listening to hip hop, rap music my whole life, more than any other genre. It's, of course, R&B. There's some gospel songs out there, you know what I'm saying? It's, that a lot of people all like, you know what I'm saying? But hip hop is our culture. So for him to be playing around in our culture the way he be playing around, it's crazy. Gangland Blown, what's up, my dog? What it do, man? Thank y'all for tapping in with me. But yeah, Adam, man, yeah, he always been to me the last couple of years a colonizer, and really, if a lot of people go back to look at those early interviews, he always been on that. He was just, he was just a smaller channel, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's been on some pedophile type of shit, for years, because he was, even early on, he was running around with, the SoundCloud dudes that was, Lil Pump and Lil Pete and all of them dudes, you know what I'm saying? And he always been on some that type of time. He always been on that type of time. Straight up. He always been on that type of time. So for me, it's really fuck Adam. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't like the things that he represents in our culture. Like, if you're gonna be a part of our culture, be a part of it. And if you're gonna be a part of it, you know what I'm saying, let it be for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Let it be for the right reasons. If you're gonna be a part of our culture, let it be for the right reasons, gang. Straight up, let it be for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier, before before AD, Lady AD and my dog Blown, Two Blown come in here. I love how Bootleg Kev conduct his interviews. I love how he conduct his interviews. And if y'all, like I was just saying earlier, if y'all haven't seen, he had a dope ass Warren G interview that he just put out. I thought it was dope. Warren G, somebody that's been around, of course y'all know, in the culture, came in basically with Snoop and Dre, somebody that's been well respected on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? These is, the people I grew up listening to, even as a kid. You know what I'm saying? But he just put out a dope ass interview. I think it was dope. So if y'all haven't checked out that Bootleg Kev interview with him and Warren G, I think people need to go check that out for the, for the old heads, or just for the, you know what I'm saying? because I know a lot of young people don't know who the fuck Warren G is, but it was a dope interview, a real hip hop classic interview. You know what I'm saying? A real good ass interview, and I really respect that interview. You know what I'm saying? I respect Bootleg Have Hand, period. Because every interview I can honestly say I have seen from him, all it's all been about hip hop. I have never seen him, no matter if it's a big artist, a upcoming artist, or older artist, somebody that's trying to come in the game, he always done put great interviews together. Unfortunately for these, you know what I'm saying, for the other side, the no jumper side, not so much. It's been nothing but just bullshit in my eyes. It's been nothing but that. Nothing but that. So for you know what I mean? You know, so for them, you know, I think it's just trash though. You know what I'm saying? Brick keeps talking about gang shit and street politics. You know what I'm saying? The only one that's up there, honestly, that really got some sense and keep it all the way kind of like just professional, I would have to give it to Almighty Suspect. I would have to give it to Almighty Suspect. Almighty, I have seen Almighty, you know what I'm saying, in times they get to talk about certain shit where he ain't, ain't trying to hear it. He'll just be quiet, like, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Sus for that, you know what I mean, for real. But the rest of them, nah, you know what I'm saying? And there's no respect for Adam. There's no respect for, definitely no respect for Whack 100. And it's almost not about to be, I almost don't even have respect for Brick. I like Brick, you know what I'm saying, for Brick, Brick Baby. You know what I'm saying? I think he is cool, without talking about the streets and the gang shit, but it's like, come on, man. You know the rules and regulations. You know what I'm saying? You know how this shit could go. You know, and even from previous situations, it's like, man, he just keep playing off into it. So that had me thinking like, damn, is he really you know what I'm saying? Is he working with the people? So you know what I'm saying? Is he working with the other side, or you know what I mean? Because how are you talking about all of this stuff without no type of just putting all this out there, talking about a lot of gang and street politics with, and that's not how you give it up. It's crazy that he's, that's just crazy to me. That's one crazy situation to me, that somebody like Brick Baby that's really from where he's from and that get on there and just talk the way he talk. But it's no love for Adam. It's no love for, it's no love for him at all. None at all. But to get back to what I was talking about, the fight, I think that was a good look for Mike Tyson. Like I was saying earlier, that was a good look for, I think it was a good look for both of them. And, to walk away, like I was saying earlier, to walk away with 20 M's and to not have to really break a sweat, man, I think that was great. I think that was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, a lot of people, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but for him, that was just a great look for him. That was great. That was great. Even though he didn't win the fight, and even though he, you know what I mean, he didn't, get in there and win, it still was a good fight. It still was a good fight. Only because that was somebody like Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it was still it was still a real good put together. It was still a real good put together fight. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Blown, for real. My dog, I really appreciate that because you didn't have to do that. I really appreciate that. But it was a real good fight. And shout out to both of them dudes, man. I think everything was set up good. It wasn't too like the even with the theatrics, even you know what I'm saying, outside of the fight, everything was put together very good. Everything. I take my hat off to both of them. You know, they showed good sportsmanship. You know, nobody was a sore loser. Hell, listen, if I was getting 20 million, I would have had shit to say neither. I don't think none of us would. 20 M's, you know what I'm saying? To really not to have to break a sweat. 20, like, man. Like today, oh my God, I'd be smiling ear to ear for 20 million. Saying, you know, like if I was, I think anybody, if I was Mike Tyson, you know, I'm a legend. I've been doing this. This is what I was born to do. To come all the way this far, to get this part, to get to this part in my life, and this is the first time I done been in a ring in a long time, and this is the first time I really didn't have to fight, and I walk away with 20 M's. Oh my God, it's no better feeling. So for that, you know, I think that it was well respected. I really think so. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I think that was a well put together fight for the both of them. I really do. And he probably bought like Mike is no dummy. Mike Tyson is no dummy. I think that Mike already knew that he wasn't gonna win. Mike probably already knew going into the whole situation, even days before, last week, weeks before, he probably knew like, yo, I'm older. My legs is not even the same. I don't, you know, I'm not throwing punches as fast as I used to because I'm up in age. I think he knew going in it that he wasn't gonna win the fight. I think he kind of knew that. But of course, for us, for the public, we had high expectations for Mike, and we love you, Mike. You know what I'm saying? You're one of the greatest to ever touch the ring. So, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was definitely something. You know what I mean? A good ass fight. And shout out to my homie. Shout out to my dog, Gangland Lean. You know what I mean? That's definitely the homie for sure. Definitely, you know, somebody, you know, I respect in this whole YouTube space. Really a real one. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all go sub up to my dog shit, man. Gangland Lean, you know what I mean, on YouTube. Um, Everybody was in Discord last night kicking it, you know what I'm saying? So definitely shout out to my nigga Gangland Lean, one of the realest ones on this YouTube shit, for real. You know what I'm saying? Humble dude, good dude, family dude, always coming with the real shit on this whole YouTube space, YouTube platform, you know what I mean? Like I said, we was all in there. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was in the cut, you know, just checking out the whole thing. You know what I mean? I was like somebody just laid back in the cut or whatever. But everybody was in there last night. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Drea, the whole team, the whole gangland squad. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lady AD, or should I say gangland, Lady AD, Too Blown, and the whole team, man. Shout out the whole team. But we was all in there kicking it, you know what I'm saying? Had a watch party going on, so shout out to the whole squad, you feel me? And we got niggas from everywhere, you know what I'm saying? Ain't just LA, it's, you know what I'm saying? Whoever got that gangland tag, niggas is, man, a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people coming from, you know what I'm saying, the land, but me, myself, I'm from Detroit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I could just resonate with a lot things that go on out in LA, you know what I mean? So, but shout out to the whole team, for real. But we got people, you know what I'm saying, moving and trying to do the whole YouTube thing all over, you know what I mean? So shout out to the whole team. Hopefully I'm gonna try to go, you know, live later, if my kids let me. You feel me? Because they, man, they be putting me through it. But I appreciate everybody that's been tapping in. Shout out to Lady, you know what I'm saying, Gangland, Baddie, Lady AD, you feel me? My dog, Gangland, Blown, Too Blown, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully I'm gonna be tapping in with y'all later on, you know what I'm saying, going live later on again. So shout out to the whole team once again, you know what I mean? I will hopefully be going live later. Peace.